You guys know what time it is, right? That Bleach time.
Episode 9, The Drop. Okay, let's unpack this. Pretty much majority of this episode, I would say like about beginning into a certain point is really about Ichigo and Renji in the Soul Palace. Um, they just finished this whole thing with Korinji and bathing him. Little side note with Korenji, he is surprised. He's surprised by Ichigo. That he fractured his hand. Like, okay. That apparently is a thing. Fractured his hand. Because he hit him, and he's just like, I was like, what? But, him and Renji gets fixed. They both go to the next section, which it's going to be hard me pronouncing these names. I know Korenji, but the other names are kind of hard. I'm just going to look this up right now because I'm not going to remember these names. All right. Hikafune. Right, Hikafune. So it was first Korenji, then it was Hikafune. Now Hikafune is a little different. They basically have their bath and they get destroyed. This funny code was on Ichigo. He turns. The comedy was strong in this one. There was some big time comedy with Renji, with Ichigo. You get a description. Everyone's read the manga, but I figured like to give it a little. She gives a little description how she says each member of the Soul of the Zero Squad had created something in Soul Society. She created the Mod Souls, Soul King, and tells them that that energy they consumed, so they're really strong now. But the next one he's going to see is Itsu Numuya. Itsu, I can't even say that name correctly to save my life. He's the creator of the Zanpakuto, so we know where this is going. Anyone who's read the manga. The only thing that happened in this episode, yo. OMG. Damn. So the episode was called Drop, and then besides Renji and Ichigo in the Soul Palace area, we get Kuraku. He has been named head captain. Just a small thing. And one of his roles, what he does do is he keeps Nanao, her name is? Keeps her and gets the other first squad lieutenant. So he's going to have 2 lieutenants. But what he implies is for Kenpachi to start to train, basically, and to learn. He gave it a specific name, and walks in. Anyone who hasn't read the manga, you are not ready for this episode with Urahara. You're not. You think you're ready? You're not. You're not. A complete 180. Her character, a complete 180. Remember Urahara we saw, in the original anime? And she's all helpful and nice and generous. Kiss her ass out of here. She's gone. Now we have this Urahara. I probably said her name wrong. I'm sorry. A bloodthirsty murderer! Legit. Listen. This is one of those parts of this arc that is paramount. It is it is such an important piece of this arc that transpires. I mean, you have the Ichigo thing. You have him training in the Soul Palace with Renji, all that stuff. That's great. But this stuff, OMG. OMG, man. So, yeah, Unohana, if you haven't figured it out, I mean, most people, I think even the anime onlys have figured out her backstory and know from a couple episodes ago, they showed that scene in the beginning of the episode with the original Gote 13. She was among them, and she was killing. So it's not a surprise. This really isn't a surprise but the anime people are like, huh? Yeah. So to put this into basic terms, she was the original captain of the 11th Squad. She's the original kenpachi. Also, her first name is Yachiru, which is kind of weird, but I'm guessing that's what Zaraki did. He named his lieutenant Yachiru because of her. And needless to say, we are not disappointed with this fight. The animation, the lighting, everything. It is God tier. It is freaking God tier, man. Doing it again, Studio Perry. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're eating, but you're doing it again, okay? And you're making me happy, is what you're doing here. Making me really happy. You know? Like, fight's amazing. The animation of the fight, what is going on with it. We also get some nice scenes here. We get Asane and Yachiru. It's kind of like, Asane knows. She's crying. She knows that Unohana is... Because basically what this is, it's like a rite to passage for Zaraki. And it's like one of them is going to die from this fight. That's what's being told to us in this episode. And it's very somber and very morbid and very dark and sinister. And I'm like, oh, man. Love that juiciness right there. But at least to say, I was really satisfied with what has been done in this episode, the drop. Now, next week's episode is called The Battle. There's really nothing else for me to say about this episode. It's all in the details, man. It's all in the fine details. And next week's going to be called The Battle. So, but I'm just so pleased how they framed this episode. How the second half, you have a gruesome, bloody battle transpiring. And the way it's, where they're fighting specifically, which is the lowest level of the underground, which is where they had the prisoners. And surprisingly enough, that is what Unohana is. She's a criminal, which, has been said in the episode. So I thought it was done well. I love the lighting. I love the images. I love the animation. I love what was done in this episode. Now, unfortunately, this is my only problem with this anime right now, with the Blood War arc, is that we're getting it's getting so good, and I know it's gonna end. No, I know it's gonna end, and the thing is, I'm upset because My Hero Academia and other shows, they're getting 24 episodes, and what does Bleach get? 12? I know it's second core, third core, fourth core, and all that stuff, but I would like to have this to continue. However, this episode was great. I love the fight. We're going to get continuation next week. I personally think what we're going to leave on, this is just my theory. I'm going to leave. It's probably going to be Ichigo's training with the creator of the Zanpakuto. I don't know if they're going to finish it. Like, they're going to show off what happens. No. Spoilers. I don't think they're going to do that. I think we will get it, though. I think we might, at the end of, like, episode 12, or if there's an episode 13, we'll get the conclusion of that. But this episode, man, next week, I wore the Ichigo shirt. I should have worn the Zaraki shirt. Sorry. Next week, I will wear the Zaraki shirt. This is Bankai 922, man. This... Oh, I forgot the rating. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Come on. Come on. And you know what was the best part? You see this hottest scar? And I'm like, yo! And just with her look. I don't want to continue talking about this, but that look, man. It's just like, yo. This woman right here. I guess you could call her a granny, but she's one badass freaking granny. This is Bankai 922. Bleach is going places, people. Going places. Dark lower underground shit. Having a death battle. Oh, man. I'll see you guys later. Peace.